Recently, I've been getting really into this mobile game, and there's a feature of the game where every 20 minutes you can watch an ad and you can get some in-game rewards. The problem is that I often lose track of time and I don't remember to come back and hit the refresh button every 20 minutes to get my reward. Now, there's a simple solution for this, and I could just set a timer on my phone for every 20 minutes, and then when it goes off, I just remember to reopen the app and get my reward. But what do we learn from doing that? We just start up a timer and we're ready to go. So I figured let's do something where we actually learn how to write a simple timer program in QuickBasic64. Pretty much just to do exactly what the cell phone timer can do, but I'm going to make it as simple as possible. So anyway, here we have QuickBasic64. It's running on my second laptop. It's not very powerful, so when it comes time to compile, we're going to have a little bit of time to kill. So first and foremost, because we want this to be a loop, we're going to give that loop a name. We're going to call it Countdown Timer. Okay, so here's our loop countdown timer. So for our next line, let's say we want the timer to, I guess first and foremost, let's say that as soon as the application starts running, that's when it starts its first countdown timer. So we're going to use the sleep function. And the sleep function, it just tells the program, just hold on, wait for X number of seconds. So if I put sleep 10, that means it's going to wait for 10 seconds. If I put sleep 100,000, that means it's going to wait for that 100,000 seconds. We obviously don't want that. But because we want to get our reward every 20 minutes, we're going to do a little bit of simple math here. 20 minutes, there's 60 seconds in a minute, 60. So we want our timer to go off every 1200 seconds. Easy enough. Tell it to sleep for 1200 seconds. So our next line that we want to put in here is going to be, it's called play. And what play does is that it plays a series of notes. You can see at the bottom that I've got a syntax error, and that's simply because I haven't put in what notes I want to play yet. So for this particular one, I'm not much for music, but I've written a very special little melody just for this. We're going to start off with a C note, E note, then we're going to go to an F, back to E, a C once more, back to that trusty E, this out of the way, a C, and then we close the whole thing with our quotation marks. So that makes my little melody that I wrote specifically for this. We have C, Fee, Cease. And I titled this melody C Feces. So, because it just seemed appropriate. So anyway, back to the program. So what we have so far is this is a one big loop. We haven't put the end of the loop yet, but we're gonna wait 1200 seconds, 20 minutes. We're gonna play our little melody. So every 20 minutes it goes it makes the music. And then let's use print. Let's give it some happy little text. Bob Ross would like this. We write print. That just means write something on the screen. We're going to put in the quotes. And let's say, go get your reward. There we go. That's simple, straightforward, to the point. But let's see. What if I miss it? I don't want it to go off. Okay, I know what we can do. So now it tells us, hey, go get your reward. But now, how do I restart the timer? And for that, I'm going to use print again. This time, just 2 quotation marks, nothing in between them. That just means it's going to skip a line. Now we're going to say, we want it to write on the screen, because I am crazy. I don't want weird capitalization halfway through my program. Gonna print, and we want it to say, press any key to restart the timer. Cool. And how about right here? We're actually going to revisit our friend sleep. So if you put sleep and then a time after it, it says wait 10 seconds before moving on to the next line of code. If you don't put any number there, it just hangs indefinitely until you press a button on the keyboard. There might be a cleaner way of doing this. Programmatically, I don't know if this is poor form, but I know it works, so I'm going to use that. And at that point, you know what? I've decided I want to add one more thing. So, right after everything, or right before everything, right before it even starts counting down, I want to there we go. I'm going to use the clear function. And that says on the output window, if there's any text there, just clear it off. So just for the sake of testing this, because again, this number that we want here is going to be 1200. But I'm going to say, let's make this not 0. There we go, 10 seconds. Just so that we can test this, make sure that everything's working. And if everything works as it is, then I can change that number back to 1200 and we'll be good to go. Okay, so back here, after sleep, that one you have to put hit something on the keyboard in order for it to continue past this point. So now how to start the whole thing over again. Go_to. Go_to is a function that says, hey, if you've defined something else in your program, go to that particular function. In this one, our function is this loop, countdown timer. So after it's done all of that, we want it to go back to the beginning of the program, back to countdown timer. There we go. So everything should be working now. So let's give it a save. And we'll call this countdown timer. Perfect. We'll hit OK here. And now we can run the program to make sure that everything's working. Right here it says your program will be compiled to your QuickBasic64 folder. You can change that by checking the option to output exe to source folder. So this is just saying that it's going to make an actual exe file out of the program that I wrote, which is really convenient. So this takes a little while, but it's convenient that it turns it into an exe file because then I can take it. Oh, boy, that was quick. Okay, 10 seconds. Any minute now. There we go. It played the song. It played Sea Feces. So now press any key to restart the timer. So I hit a key on the keyboard. Oh, I don't think I had. Okay, let me click in the window and press any key to restart the timer. Oh. Huh, okay, well, the clear function isn't working, but it does seem to be working. So let's see, I'm gonna give it like 10 seconds here just to make sure it doesn't do anything. This would be the perfect time to practice my stand-up comedy. Hey, how do you make an octopus chuckle? 10 tickles. A priest and a rabbi walk into a bar. One ducks and the other says, ouch. Haha. Okay, well, that's been more than 10 seconds. So let me see. I press any key to continue. Okay. That didn't do quite what I wanted it to, because as soon as I hit a key, it seems to instantly play the song. Does it? Okay, so it played the song. So now let's see. And if I hit a button on the keyboard, it's going to, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and... Okay. So that seems to be working. The countdown function, it gives it 10 seconds and then it plays the song. So that's working. Let me see. Maybe I used the wrong syntax for clear. What if I change that to just CLR? Nope. Well, if I put it at the end of the program instead. Clear. Okay. Let's try that again. See what happens. Okay, it's gonna compile the program. That's fine. In my testing, it took a lot longer to compile a program, so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that worked. Now if I hit any key to restart the timer. Okay. Interesting. Okay, well, everything seems to be working exactly as intended, except for the clear function. Well, maybe I'm just making excuses, but I actually learned how to do BASIC on a TRS Model 3 computer. So the syntax is a bit different between that and QB64. In college, I learned a little bit of Liberty Basic, or was it Freedom Basic? Either way, I've learned a few different types of basics, so I think that I'm just screwing up the syntax here. In the comments for the video, if somebody wants to tell me what I'm screwing up, that's fine. But what I do know is that this is actually doing exactly as I want it to. It's not clearing the screen, but other than that, it's actively waiting the 10 seconds as it's supposed to. It's playing the little jingle, it's telling me to go get my reward, and pressing any key actually does restart the timer. So if the clear function doesn't work, then there are much worse things that could be happening here. So, you know, I'm happy with it. I'm gonna take it. And if you want to take a look at it and try to elaborate on it, there's a lot of things that can be improved here. Using the input feature, you can actually tell it exactly how many seconds to wait. You can actually pair that up with a little bit of math. So you say, oh, how many seconds do you want to wait? Then in the next line, you would multiply that many minutes that you want it to wait by 60 to come up with your value. Anyway, I don't need to tell you how to do it. There's a lot that you can do with BASIC. It is literally designed for beginners and people that don't know any programming or code. So maybe that's why I know it. I'm not much of a programmer, but I've had a lot of fun with it. So anyway, check it out, give it a shot. I'm sure that this should give you enough to get running, and if you decide to pursue it further, you can absolutely improve upon this program. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.